All right, so obviously the receivers unit received a lot of criticism last season. At this time this year, do you feel like the room is in a better overall state?
I think that the room is just happy to do whatever the team needs us to do to win. And I think the guys are playing with good energy. They're staying connected, and they're having fun helping the team win. So I think we're in a good spot right now.
As far as on-field performance, what do you think the biggest improvement has been, just overall?
I think the guys are just, like I said, they're playing well together. There's been different guys in different games that have stepped up and done different things, and not just necessarily catching the ball, but blocking the ball, bringing good energy, and just doing whatever our team needs, especially on the offensive end and the special teams department as well too. So I'm just proud of the way the guys are playing for each other, playing for their team, and grateful for the opportunity we have coming up on Tuesday.
What type of impact has Julian made this season, both on the field and just in the room in general?
I think he's done a really good job of meshing well with the guys, and I think the guys have done a really good job of embracing him as one of our own, and he is one of our own. And I think the group is just drawn closer this year. It's just cool to see those guys come together and grow and develop. And again, they're just whatever the team needs us to do to win, that's what they're doing, and that's what I'm most proud of as a coach.
Going from a veteran to a younger player, Ty Sears is a guy that a lot of people are excited about. Is he somebody that you feel could make a contribution throughout this playoff run, even as a true freshman?
I think anybody who suits up can help make a contribution when their number's called. You never know how the game's going to play out and who's going to be in. Everybody's always got to be prepared for when their number's called. And he's one of those guys that has a bright future here. He's working hard, and excited to see what that becomes for him. But I think every guy who suits up for Tuesday's got to be ready to go, because you never know when your number's going to be called, but you got to be ready to go.
What's the biggest improvement he's made this season from an on-field standpoint?
I mean, personally for me, is he did really well academically. He came in and he got all his work done. He passed his classes. He did well. Got reviews back from his academic counselors and his professors. So as much as what he's going to become on the football field, I'm proud that he had a really good semester academically this season. That's the one thing that I'm most proud of.
And strictly from an on-field standpoint, what's the biggest stride he's made?
I think he's just learning how to practice, how to be a college student and a college athlete. And he's learning how to practice. He's getting better practice habits. He's becoming more comfortable with the offense. So just his growth of learning how to prepare, how to practice, and then just learning how to truly be a college student athlete is what I've seen the most growth.
Going against the secondary, obviously the secondary has been strong for a number of years at Penn State. Going against them in practice, how do you think that's helped the room?
I think it helps our confidence. I think it gives us great competition every day. And just going against, our DBs have made us a better group, and it'll continue to do that. Like, that's a big foundation of who we'll be as receivers. There's a lot of who we go against every day. So just having a chance to go against those guys every day has really strengthened our receiver room and allowed us to get that better.
Your bond, you obviously knew Dex well before you got to Penn State, but now that you're almost through 2 seasons on the same staff, how would you say your friendship has grown just over this past almost 2 years?
I mean, it's very rarely that you get to go in a profession that you love to do and, be around people that you love. And then through that, meet more people that you grow to love and, consider family. So, my relationship with Dex has always been what it will be. But just having the opportunity to grow more relationships with guys on the staff and meet more families, and my kids get to meet more kids. So, Coach Franklin does an amazing job of allowing my kids to be around and be in practice. And it's just been awesome, man. The bonds and, friendships that you created with the men on this staff, the families on this staff, it's something special. So I'm really grateful to be here.
What have you seen from Boise State's secondary that sticks out to you?
They play hard, they're physical, they're competitive, they make a lot of plays on the football, so we're going to have to be on top of our game because they play well collectively, they don't blow a lot of assignments, and they make you earn it. So we got to make sure that we're ready to go, and it'll be a great challenge for us, but they do a really good job on the back end of playing well together, being physical, and making plays on the football.
Do any players in particular stick out from their secondary?
They all do. They're all good players, and they wouldn't be here if they weren't. So we know what the challenges ahead of us. They're a really good secondary. They're a good team, and they've earned the right to be here, and we got to play our best brand of football.
I don't think we've talked to you since signing day, but the guys we have in from the class of 2025, what are just your overall impressions of the most recent signees?
Right now, they're just trying to figure out how to get the meetings. So long way to go. We're happy to have those guys here. But right now, just getting them acclimated to what it is to be a college student athlete, and haven't really been able to see much outside of that. But really glad they're here and look forward to getting a chance to coach them and growing the culture and the talent in our receivers.
Are they all on campus right now, or are there any waiting for the spring?
Not all of them. There are a few here now, and a few will join in January. So we're excited.
All right, sounds good. So, in your 2 seasons as Penn State, what's the biggest stride that you've made as a coach? Because obviously, this isn't new to you, but in a new environment still. How do you think you've improved as a coach?
I think just every day, just continuing to take pride in representing the culture that's had an amazing name before I got here, and then just trying to make it better during my time here and after I'm done. So, just every day, just trying to embrace what it means to represent greatness and legacy, and hopefully I continue to do that and make the guys proud that have come before me and the guys that will come after me. So that's probably the biggest challenge for myself.
How would you describe the experience of working on the same staff as Andy Nittany?
Oh, man. It's just, Andy's one of the smartest guys I've been around. He creates an environment of learning, growth, and, a lot of development for so many different guys and their strengths and, allowing them to work on their weaknesses. So it's a good environment. I work with great guys on staff, outside of Coach K, and I think he's done a really good job of, bringing all that together. So it's a good group of guys that I work with, not just as far as football-wise, but just good men, good husbands, good fathers. So it's a good blend, and like I said again, I'm just really grateful to be here.
What's something about him that people might not know? Because obviously he's an outspoken guy, so we get to know him during media availabilities and stuff like that. But is there anything that people might not that's interesting?
He has a strong background in teaching, really teaching, and I think that comes across to our players and how we do certain things like class on grass. Just making sure we acknowledge all the types of learners within our group, and I think he does a great job of really teaching. And I think that's something people don't really get a good opportunity to see, but behind the scenes, he's a really good teacher. And he's fun to be around. And he dressed up as Santa Claus on Christmas, so a really good teacher, really good play caller, and just a really good person to be around.
So, what is it about the room that gives you the confidence that it can ball out during a college football playoff national championship, that level of game?
The way they prepare. We have a really good group of guys, and it starts at the top. A lot of the guys that you see out on the field with Liam, Trey, Amari, Julian, those group of guys really head the room and really doing an amazing job of preparing every day, taking care of their bodies and setting the tone of how we practice. So we're always going to play good teams because that's what the schedule calls for. But I'm always confident, the utmost confidence in our guys. And we work to be the best group in the country, and that's the goal every day. And wherever we go out and play, that's who we play. But it's always going to be about us and what we got to do and what we got to take care of. And day in and day out, those guys do a great job of showing up, preparing, and ready to work. And it gives me the confidence that whatever our team needs us to do, whether that's catching a football, cracking the safety, cracking the backer, flying down on kickoff, returning punts, we'll get the job done because of how hard we work and because of how hard we prepare. So I'm always the utmost confident.
So Trey's a guy that had a rough year last season because of injuries, was healthy this year. How have you seen him come along from game 1 through game 14?
I think just ability to just stay on the field and just play. Everybody grows and becomes better the more they get to do something. So just his ability to be able to stay on the field and stay healthy has been one of the biggest benefits for him. He's talented, and I think now his confidence is growing and the details are getting more and more important to him, and I think he's just starting to come into his own. I think there's a really bright future ahead for him, but it's been fun to watch him now.
Hey, anything else?
I appreciate the guys in our group. I love the guys, and I'm excited for them. This is a huge opportunity for us, and we're looking forward to it.